Hey, Miles, look.
Hi, Miles.
Hi, girls.
Hi, girl.
Say hi, girls. How are you?
Hi, girl.
How are you?
How are you?
We're going to make pizza.
Pizza.
Pizza. You're so
We've got some ingredients here. We've got some straw. What's this? We've got some tuna food. How are you guys?
Look at that amazing play space. That's so cool. Good job, Mom.
Yeah, Miles is very lucky, aren't you?
Good job.
We like to eat everything.
Yes.
How are you guys? How was quarantine school?
Eva's actually doing really, really good in quarantine school. Not that it's really fun and she enjoys it, but she's actually done really, really well, which is really good. And 6th grade is meant to be pretty tough, so she's managed very well. She just taught me how to do computer stuff just now. Like, she's so tech savvy. And Lily has fun. She's in kindergarten now, and I do kindergarten with her all day.
Yeah, I'm sure it's hard for you, for Lily, like more challenging, right?
Yeah, the kindergarten review. It's like I forgot how to do it. It's fun though.
So what are you guys doing? It's Friday night. What's your favorite way to spend the night in?
So basically, I feel like you just create some nights, like some spa and movie night or restaurant night, where I'm the host
They're doing restaurant night.
and the chef and server and all that stuff. The kids quite like that, and they get dressed up.
Yeah.
Dinner and eat something that I made.
Bar night.
And then we also have the pizza and game night. So they make their pizza, and then we've been playing games already, but then we're just gonna continue into the night. So
What was that game you were playing the other night?
So we just played that one too. I don't know what it's called. Did we throw the box away? Do you know what it's called?
Not really.
You wear these goggles that have mirrors on the bottom and on the top, and so when you look at the paper, everything's upside down and like backwards, and you have to turn off certain things that are on the cards. It's really hard. And the girls are much better at the game than Mom and Dad.
It's okay.
So yeah, so
Getting closer.
one of the girls.
Okay, so tell me, so you guys are making pizza tonight?
We're making pizza tonight. It's pretty basic and easy because the girls don't really like a lot of stuff. All we got was some turkey, pepperoni, they like that, and pesto sauce and pizza sauce and some mozzarella.
Oh, good.
So it's super like basic but good, like good ingredients, and yeah. And they got some people.
What are your other meals to cook? Your favorite other meals to cook together?
Well, they're actually really good at just doing all the prep work for me. So like when I have them like do anything, if I'm doing pasta, they'll chop up some herbs, or Lily will do some salad, or Eva will like break string beans for me, and or like if they have seafood, she peels shrimp and like does the prep work and stuff. So they're a lot of help that way. I found that that's the most efficient way to get them to help me.
Yeah, do you make like a routine of it? So like every day you guys do like cook dinner together, or is it just like a whenever you have time?
It's honestly whenever we have time. Lily's usually more available to help, so Lily helps a little bit more because school goes longer and have as much time. Plus she has homework and all that stuff. So whenever Eva is available, we make her downstairs and have her help. But, you know.
Yeah, when Miles was younger and he was in the high chair, if I was like cooking, I'd give him like just flour and a bowl and a spoon, and he'd think he was doing something. But it's too hard to control. Like it's much harder now to control that because he's so mobile. Because I give it to him, he'll just do it everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah, and that stuff does get everywhere, and like there's flour all over like the kitchen already. So it's just. It's all part of it.
But I took your advice. I remember you used to have for Eva when she was younger the snack tray. So Miles opens the cupboard when he's hungry and gets his snacks out. and then brings it to me or his dad and like wants to open it, and so he gets to choose what he wants. So we've got like an array of his little snacks there.
Super helpful. I mean, as long as like your kids are like, my kids are good eaters. They only eat like when they're hungry, and there's not a lot of like bad stuff that they can get into. So I'm not super worried. But yeah, having them be able to help themselves, like, yes, of course, do that.
Yeah. So in terms of integrating healthy foods into your kids' diets, like how do you integrate, you know, high iron foods and vegetables and fruits without them just having to eat them as one-offs?
I mean, like, how do I incorporate vegetables into the meal, or
both, I guess. I know that there's a lot of parents that find it hard, like their kids just won't eat like broccoli as a side or a vegetable as a side. But I've got friends that will do smoothies and soups. Like, I know you do loads of soups and smoothies.
Yeah, the girls really like smoothies, so that's something that I know I can get in like a good couple of servings of greens for them. So, you know, yesterday they had a spinach smoothie, essentially, just this spinach and banana, but then I added like cacao nibs, which are a superfood, but they're like, you know, taste like chocolate chips, and a little bit of mint to make it like a mint chip smoothie. It's like a dessert.
Yeah.
But they got, you know, a couple of servings of spinach and vegetables, so they got lots of vitamins and iron. So that's one way that I do a lot of it, and I know a lot of moms do that too, because it's not sneaky, they know it's in there, but it tastes good. And so, you know, I don't want to fight with them about, you know, whatever they like, I'm going for it in every which way.
It's easy to clean up too.
Yeah, and I've also put vegetables in, like, they like turkey meatballs, so I'll grate some sort of vegetable like broccoli or zucchini and put that in there too, so they're getting some vegetables in that. And again, it's not sneaky, they can see it, but it tastes good, and so they don't give me issues with that. And then they do like their broccoli and green beans and asparagus, so that's on rotation, and I just find different sauces and different ways I can plate that to make it a little bit more interesting, you know.
Actually, Miles is a fiend for pasta, any type of pasta. He could eat it for every meal, but obviously we can't give it to him every meal. Yeah, Eva. So what do you suggest? Are there alternative pastas or something else? I've tried the zucchini noodles.
Yeah. I think that, you know, there are different like gluten-free pastas out there. There's pastas made out of like veggie noodles that are delicious and cooked properly, like really are amazing. You just can overcook them easily and then they turn quite mushy. So that's the only downside to that. And then for me, it's again a sauce. You can make a pasta sauce be super healthy with adding tons of greens and vegetables and blending that and making that the sauce. So then, yes, he's maybe having noodles, but he's also having tons of vegetables in a healthy sauce on top of it. That tastes really good. And, you know, that's an introduction to green foods or whatever, but in a vibrant, bright color with some fun pasta that they like. Start there maybe. And then, then you introduce other things in different ways. And, you know, I would definitely try.
And then what do you do for yourself? Like, what are your tips for busy mums? Because mums always come last. So you're like always getting the kids fed, you know, everyone else fed, and then you come last. And then I always reach for like whatever's left in the cupboard. But what are your tips in terms of like keeping organized and making sure you've got everything kind of ready to go?
I mean, I feel like I'm reaching also for kind of what's random, but instead of there being not healthy options, like when I'm reaching for the random things, I've like meal prepped something basic that I can go to, like lots of just roasted vegetables and like a big tub of quinoa. I try to like always have that in the fridge, so if I'm like famished, there's like always that. And it's health supportive. It's gonna fill me up, and I'm not gonna like binge on chips or whatever. Also, when I make them their dinner, I like to try to do like 2 vegetables with like a protein or something. That way, like I like to eat just big bowls of vegetables, so then I have like options. Like I don't you know, I just try to think of, and then they have options too with a big salad and a vegetable. They don't have to eat both, but they have like that option. But I do still feel like I'm eating like scraps, but instead of the scraps being like unhealthy, it's vegetables, and you know, like I try to just cook lots of vegetables for them, but I'm gonna end up eating them, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like other things.
What's your go-to, I guess, like when you're feeling a slump in the afternoon, maybe something that's going to energize you? It could be a drink, like something that you do reach to that's just like an afternoon snack.
I've been like drinking tea lately. It's gotten a tiny bit cold in LA, so I feel like that's like my go-to with a little bit of like caffeine. I love like Earl Grey or something. And then also there's this brand called Laird. I also love coffee. I try not to have more than like 2 cups a day, which is easy for me. But this company makes these coffee creamers that have, I know, you know, I think we've talked about it before. This is not an ad, but
oh yeah,
it's kind of amazing what this does and what's in it. You know, they just help with like your brain. It's just like brain fuel, but it's coffee creamer powdered. You just add it. It's delicious. It's coconut, so it's vegan. Trying to think like what's all in here. MCTs and no highly refined sugar, no preservatives. But
so it's actually good for you. It's doing something.
Like,
it's just not like,
yeah. So like if I wanted to have like another cup of coffee, or in the morning, I like to put this just in my morning coffee. So if I'm feeling a little sluggish or my brain is like blah, which it is because right now it's already 6 o'clock, and so it's cocktail time. But yeah, this is probably what I reach for sure.
What time's cocktail time?
I think every day around like 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'm like,
Yeah.
like, is it too early? But yeah, so usually at least 5 o'clock. I'm like, all right. And the sun starts to go down super early now. So I'm like, all right, 5 o'clock it is.
I've become a big fan of tequila, just like on the rocks, like loads of ice and straight tequila, but good tequila, like the agave, the sweeter ones, which I'm sure aren't that great for me, but they're so delicious.
I bet you're a blast for happy hour. Tequila and Rach, yes.
Yeah, vodka's not great for me.
I just started drinking tequila again slowly, but like I just started with margaritas, and I'm like, okay, like I'm starting to get back into it. It took a long time.
What are you having now?
Right now I'm having like a Moscow Mule.
Ooh, delicious. So what else are you going to do tonight? Are you going to have movie night? What are you watching?
Yeah, we might. We'll cruise the platforms or whatever they're called for new movies. I think on Fridays there's like a couple new releases. So we'll go on Amazon and Disney and Hulu and just try to find one movie we haven't seen and do that. But we'll play some games and just have a nice little family time. One of the pluses to quarantine is like lots of family time.
So what are your tips for, I guess, like staying patient and calm during the quarantine at home lockdown?
Cocktail hour, you know, like knowing how it's coming up soon, that helps. I mean, I just try to think like as stressful as it is or feels for me, you know, my kids are going through it as well, and I just want to be like empathetic to what they're going through and how weird it must all be for them, because I feel like, you know, as an adult you can kind of comprehend things, and this is a big weird time, so that's just what kind of keeps me calm throughout teaching Lily all day, and then cooking and running snacks up to Eva like 24/7. But I'm like, you know, it's the least I can do. So just saying that to myself.
Are you able to carve out any like me time?
Not really. That's a thing that I feel like I always have struggled with, and so now forget it. Like I'm just constantly doing for them and for the house. And then, you know, and then I lay in bed with Lily and it's like either I pass out or, you know, so that's something that I've struggled with and probably just still will.
Yeah. Totally.
You?
Are you finding time to exercise at all?
Oh gosh. I feel like what I'm doing is constantly running up and down the stairs with laundry basket.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of on that like Cinderella fit plan where I just like go and do chores all day and then like sit down at 6 o'clock. And so
have a cocktail.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I earned the cocktail, definitely. Like I feel like I ran around enough in circles to like have my cocktail. But no, I started in the beginning with some workout videos. I was working out like every single day before the quarantine.
Me too. At the start, I was so good. I just had James, the baby, and I was so good. And I was doing it on YouTube. I found this girl that I was obsessed with, and Miles would do it with me, or we would find Zumba for kids. And then slowly, we started doing it less and less, and now I haven't worked out in, I think, 2 months.
Exactly. I think mine's been longer, but yeah, I was like, oh, I'm going to start doing these videos. The yoga place I went to started doing videos, and I logged in and I tried, and then maybe like 5 days into that, I was like, I'll never do this again. This is like a waste of my time. And I got into meditating also like 3 times a day, which I've like never done. And that was great. And then, you know, again, schedules moved and changed, and I stopped doing that like 3 times a day as well. And then that's it. And I feel like now I just run up and down my stairs, and I like, you know, in my head, I'm like, I'm working out.
Do you meditate together with the girls?
What?
Do you meditate with the girls?
I have before, like we've put on meditations, guided meditations at night. Like that. They love a little guided meditation with some like little spa music.
Yeah, Miles likes it too.
Yeah. So we do that. And then Eva does yoga in school a lot. So I'm like, that's sort of like her little meditation time.
And Eva's the volleyball queen.
She is. She got moved up 2 days ago into like an older age group for volleyball.
Yeah.
So yeah, like she's really, really good. It's kind of.
Can you believe it? I can't believe how much she's grown up.
Can you see how tall she is next to me? Look at this.
Well, she was taller than me when she was like 8, so.
Yeah, she's like towers over my mom too. My mom's just like, what happened? I'm like,
Yeah, I'm Lily's height.
Get it out.
So how are the pizzas going?
What?
How are the pizzas going?
So they played with them for such a long time. They may not be edible after that.
No, I didn't play with mine. I just had to stretch it out.
Yeah, but look, so Eva's gonna do a pesto. She really is into pesto, very much so. So you could totally make your own pesto and add kale instead of the herbs, like kale plus basil.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And adding, or spinach, you know, because those are greens that have relatively no flavor and they just add a lot of color and nutrients. This one is more like on the herby side, but we do have kale pesto as well that Eva really likes. And you
just make it in a blender, like a food processor?
Put it in a food processor with a little bit of oil, like the standard way, a little bit of pine nuts or whatever nuts you kind of like, Parmesan cheese, and some olive oil and some garlic, and that's it. And it's delicious.
Lily, what are you going to put on your pizza?
Cheese and pepperoni.
Yum.
It's a classic kind of gal. They don't really branch off into like crazy toppings yet. Lily, that's a lot of sauce. Looks like soup pizza right now. She gets carried away at times.
Beautiful.
So what's been the biggest parenting lesson that you've recently learned? I guess through COVID, there was a lot that was learned, but is there something that you're like, wow, I like never learned that with Eva, and now with Lily, it's like something different? Or I guess Eva's now a teenager, so that must be crazy.
I mean, that's a hard one. I feel like there's probably so many moments that have happened that I've definitely been like, wow. I think the only thing I can think of right now is just like how fun their personalities are. Like, I don't think when they're at school all day long, it's like you miss so many hours in the day of like who they are. And so I never got to see how they are in the morning because we're like rushing out the door and then they're at school till afternoon or late afternoon. So now I'm like, oh, well, like Lily's super fun in the morning, you know, like towards the end of the day, like she's, you know, she's had it. Like she's like crying every 2 seconds and it's just like over the day, which I totally relate to. And Eva's like turns up at night. Like she
night owl.
Yeah, she's like
I'm the one that stays up until 1 in the morning.
Yeah, on a good night. But yeah, she likes to video game and she's like a social butterfly. So just seeing more of their personalities has been super fun.
And who's your go-to for like parenting advice?
Probably like the majority of moms that I meet, probably all of them, I feel like have something that they can teach me. Like every single mom. I think there's something to learn and gain from speaking to any age of mom, like all of them. Like I feel like I hold on to a lot of the things that moms say because
totally.
the more I can gain knowledge, like to figure out what is going on, the better I'll be.
Well, I'm going to let you guys go. Enjoy your pizza. Can you send me some pictures when it's finished?
Totally will.
Yes.
They look amazing. I wish you were here to see this.
I know. I wish I was there too. They look great.
Right? They used all the ingredients.
They're jam-packed pizzas.
Eric and I were going to make some too, and I'm like, well, maybe we'll just eat bread. Like, I guess there's nothing left.
Well, I love you guys, and thank you so much for talking.
I hope there's stuff that you can use in that. I shouldn't.
Yeah, definitely.
So much.
No, definitely. I loved it.
Okay, good.
I'm like sitting on the floor.
I
thought Miles would be here, and he like just left and has gone upstairs to my mum's.
I abandoned you.
He did. He left, and then James is asleep. I was like expecting to like play with them and like. No.
Like, I guess I have time to really interview you right now.
Yeah, I was like looking at the questions because I've got them all like stuck to a poll. I'm like, I've gone through all my questions.
And I tried to write.
But I love you guys, and thank you so much.
I can't even read my writing, so we just had to, you know.
No, it was amazing.
All right, I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.